Here's a short film of my radiotherapy for prostate cancer. I sadly couldn't get permission to film the actual treatment, but was allowed to film some of the equipment. So, first, arrival. The parking challenge. It's so much better if you have someone with you who can actually wait for a space. The parking's free with a pass that you get from the focus desk in oncology. But one time I ended up paying at the next door car park as there were no oncology spaces left. For me, it was best to arrive about 50 minutes before the appointment, and that was so that I could go to the check-in desk, check in, and then the microenema. So that's the first thing we do. You've got to hold that in, if possible, for about 15 minutes, and then you drink 600 millilitres of water from one of the water fountains. You then wait about 30 to 40 minutes after drinking, and the bladder is feeling full. It's feeling very full, and sometimes it's really full, and sometimes you get the machines breaking down. I think it only happened a couple of times while I was there in my 20 sessions, but that does mean delays, and sometimes means having to go to the loo and then refilling your bladder. But the staff there are absolutely amazing and hugely supportive, and will always try and make it as easy as possible for you. So once you're called in, you get an ultrasound, and that's to see if your bladder really is as full as it should be. I know I certainly didn't get that right, either too full or not full enough several times, and I know other people had similar challenges. Sometimes you're sent away to drink a little bit more. Sometimes you have to let a little bit off. But after the ultrasound, it's time for the actual CT scan, and that's where they line up with those tattoos you got earlier. You've got 3 little dot tattoos, and those are lined up while you're lying on the machine, and the bed sort of goes up quite high. It's actually probably a good 1.5 meters off the ground, maybe? I don't know. It's high anyway. And you get put into position for the scan, and you lie there, and once they've got in your position, they leave the room, leave you to have a scan, which takes a couple of minutes, and you stare at those lights in the ceiling, which are great to take your mind away, and often listen to, I think they often have magic radio on, so some of the oldies are playing. And then after the scan, if the scan's okay, sometimes it's not, sometimes you're then sent away to have another suppository to loosen a bit more wind, or something else might be wrong, or it can take a little bit of time to adjust. You then still stay in exactly the same position, not moving, and then radiotherapy treatment is given. And as you can see in this image, you can see those little things, slidey things. Well, they slide across as you're going round, and they give the radiotherapy, so it's absolutely tailored for you. So the actual treatment only takes a couple of minutes, and then you are lying, your bladder is incredibly full, and you are waiting, and they come back into the room, and you can't leap off because you're so high up in the air, but they let you down, and then I usually ran to the loo. And at the very end, you get a chance to, when you complete your treatment, to ring that bell. And lovely, some of the staff came out and clapped and cheered. And whoa, did it feel good finishing that treatment. My blog says more about some of the side effects and some of the impacts the treatment has had. And certainly the staff are really helpful with all of that stuff.